as a professional for 45 years. And I've seen tens of thousands of people improve the quality of their life. But never once did I heal or did I treat, did I cure. I've never done any of that. All I've done is help the body do what it's made to do, what it's designed to do. We just are helpers in the big scheme of life. And so the plants are the same thing. They're our helpers. And when we combine these different unique frequencies that the different plants have based upon the historical evidence of how they contribute to our metabolisms, and then you look at what the metabolisms require to function, and then you put it into the modern era, because this day and age is very different from 50 years ago. We require much different energies today than we did 50 years ago. The things that used to work historically don't work that well anymore because the environment is so different. And how can we measure that? How can we see that playing out? Well, one of the very obvious ways is the way that people manage their weight. And if weight management or the lack of weight management is the greatest comorbidity that exists, in other words, the greatest predictor of future developments of issues of health, not that we're curing anything, but the greatest signal that there is something going on, then that's more like a sign than a problem. So the weight is an expression of a dysfunction in the body. And the dysfunction is we're no longer able to adapt to the environment well, because there are so many demands on our system and so many demands upon our energy to be able to adapt to. So how do we progress? How do we thrive? How do we get that wind in underneath our sails, as you were talking about, Jenny? So how do we get that feeling back in this day and age? Well, we get that through the energy that the plants are here to provide for us. And we put them in complex combinations to create an outcome that people have known about for thousands of years and billions of people. And now we have the understandings that since everything is energy, let's move into the energy field. We can gather these energies together, put them in a convenient delivery system. It doesn't take hundreds of herbs taken through the day. We can collect it all into a convenient system so that we can make it realizable. Otherwise, it gets way too complicated. And so It's just been a delight for me to put this all together and just see how it works. I love how
you've been working on this technology. I mean, when did you first start thinking about being able to stabilize energy from a plant and then use that in a form of water?
I've been working with plants for 45 years professionally, making formulas. I've put, now with the last two, this is 220th and 221 that I've put into the marketplace. I started working on stabilizing the energy into fluids 13 years ago. Wow. And it just takes time to figure it out. A lot of trial and error. It's the way life is. I know a lot of ways that don't work.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you being so determined and the resolve to figure it out, because I really believe this is it's just on the next level. It just really is. So if I summarize what you've said here, tell me if I'm capturing this correctly. So as the energy from the sun, we know is photosynthesis that's coming into the plants capture energy, just like everything else has energy. And this energy, let's say in turmeric versus XYZ plant, these different frequencies then resonate with the frequencies that we need for certain outcomes and certain processes in our own body. And so there's a transfer of energy that's happening, and you're stabilizing the energy that's in the plant, extracting the plant from that. And so it's just frequency, it's energy that's captured and delivered through the water, and the water's holding the energy. Is that the layman's term?
Perfect.
Right, explain it. Okay.
Right.
And what I'm understanding too from what you said is that, or what you've said in the past, I've heard you speak a couple times now, is that the Thermo and the Sleep, the two different sprays, really work together to get your body in a 24-hour flow. Would you mind explaining, especially the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system? I think you use the example of children having a strong system,
Rhythm.
and and then it kind of flatlines as we get older. Would you mind explaining that as well?
Sure. So what we're talking about is the autonomic nervous system, which is automatic nervous system, pretty much. It switches on its own. If a person enters into a distress state, it automatically defaults to a sympathetic or a musculoskeletal fight or flight response. If a person has enough energy on board, they're able to adapt. And that's the challenge of the era. We're not able to adapt. But if a person is able to adapt and do it comfortably, then they have the option, not that they will, but they have the option to stay in a parasympathetic balanced state. During the day, we're more sympathetic, we're more moving around, we're more active, we're more musculoskeletal, we're more thinking. We have to have our reflexes for driving and for acting. And during the night, all that shuts down and we go extreme parasympathetic, we go internal, and that's when the elves come out, I say, and make the shoes and clean the shop. That's when the body gets a chance to reorganize. That's when it gets a chance to clean up and clear out. Without that second phase, without the nighttime, the daytime does not get registered. The system cannot learn because every day is a learning experience for the body because it doesn't meet the same situation from day to day. There are patterns, but every day is different. And so because of that, the body needs to learn every day how to be healthy. If it can't do that, if it can't consolidate its experience at night, then it's losing ground. And if that happens over a period of time and we continue to lose ground, then we continue to lose the ability to adapt and stay with the program or stay with the energies of the moment. And that's really one of the main issues of the day is that people are not sleeping well. Now, they don't sleep well because if you are stressed, if you do find yourself being a little wound up, when you go to lie down, your body's still going to stay in a fight or flight response. It's like being at war. If you're a soldier at war, or if you're a mother with a child, that's a whole different game, but you're going to always be sleeping with one eye open. And when you sleep with one eye open, you don't sleep as deeply, you don't sleep as well, and you have to get into these deeper frequencies of sleep for your body to be able to recover. And so what we have done with our sleep product is we encourage the body to go into very deep sleeps where it can be effective in its sleep in recovery. If you can't be effective in your sleep and recovery, there are many factors that do not take place. Your system will start to lose its patterns of ability. And we can look at it as what you were saying, Jenny, like a child. Most kids, when they go to sleep, and when they're young, you can pick them up, throw them in the car seat or throw them in the back seat of the car, and they'll wake up the next morning. You can't do that to many adults because their sleeping is a little bit lighter. But if you look at a kid's energy during the day, they're nonstop. So they have a much wider swing in their energy fields, way down to way up. And what happens over time is people lose the ability to get into those deep sleeps. They lose their ability to create energy. And so if you look at a sine wave over time where it goes up and down, the energy curves will start to flatten out over time. And so people during the day, they don't feel recovered, they don't sleep at night, they don't recover during the day. And so their energy fields start to diminish at both times. They start to flatline. And that's a sign when that starts to happen. That's a sign that we're losing our ability to adapt. We're losing our ability to control. And one of the symptoms of that will be poor weight management, poor appetite control, foggy brain, on and on and on, hormone issues, everything else follows from there. So the most important thing to establish is rhythms and timings. Now, once we do that and we supply, the other element that's important is to realize that our system runs as a convoy. When you walk through the door, you don't leave part of you outside. Everything comes together at once. So everything functions in the body at once. Everything needs to run at once. All systems need to be considered and supported at one time. And the most efficient way to do that, I've found, is through capturing the energies and delivering it in a substance of which we are made of, which we are the majority of, which is water.
That's amazing. Well, one of the things that I have been experiencing just in the last 10 days is I've always been able to fall asleep quickly, but when my alarm goes off, I'm still very, very, very tired.
Right.
And it can be, good at 8 hours away. And I'm thinking, man, this is not good. I can't be sleeping 10 hours at night. I don't have the time.
Right.
And the thing that's been happening for 10 days straight is I'm waking up before my alarm, almost the same time every day. I can feel my body coming into this rhythm, and I'm not feeling like I'm trying to keep up with myself. I feel like I'm in front. I feel like there's momentum behind me that doesn't feel like a stimulated energy at all. It doesn't feel like I'm being pushed and shoved into like a nervous energy. I feel like I'm just at a strong, steady, stable pace. And it has to be part of that sleep for sure. So I do encourage people to get the whole, metabolic lifestyle kit for sure. But if you just got the sprays, I can see why the two together would really put somebody, set up for success for their body to cooperate on this 24-hour rhythm. And then also it would probably stand to be true that if your body's repairing better at night, all those organs, then during the day, your muscle is also repairing better. So you're not breaking down muscle as fast. So I have a friend that got on the InBody scan. She's been on the spray for 4 days, and she gained 1 pound of muscle because it's a machine that measures muscle and fat. And she lost 1.5 pounds of fat at the very same time. And I love that because her body's strengthening. She's her muscles aren't breaking down just because she's losing weight. So that's really, really amazing. Cam, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, we could talk about this for 3 hours. I know that you and I the other night got talking. It's like, whoa, I'm gonna start geeking out on frequency. This is really amazing. On every level, frequency is really fascinating. But what are you thinking with these BioRes sprays? What have you experienced so far? What are you excited about? What do you think people need to know? Just here in the next couple minutes.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Well, first of all, just going back to the first question, I want to touch on that a little bit. And then you just said, what's in it? And I think one of the things that has been coming to me, and that has been helpful to express what's in BioRes in its simplest form, is really it's pure energy. And so like when you say pure energy though, like we mean it because there are no compounds that are getting in the way of your body utilizing the energy that Dr. Wilson has put into this formula. It's completely unimpeded. It's designed to deliver into the biological entity with ease and in a way that, again, like Dr. Wilson is saying, is accepted by us without all the extra resistance. So I'll give you a very quick analogy. There's multiple types of ways that you can use electricity. Right now, I have lights on in my office that run off of AC current. And that AC current, if I stick my finger in the light socket, I think everybody knows that that's not going to be a good day for me. So that's an energy system, but that energy, and it's a lot of energy, but it's not ideal for my system. It disrupts my system. Whereas I could take 120 volts of a direct pulse current, and I can put that through my system very easily once I change the frequency on that. So it's amazing how the right frequencies actually enable the energy to be accepted by the body and not rejected. And this is why it's so important. You asked me the first time that we got together, you said, why is this just not why don't you just eat the plant itself or just consume the plant itself? Well, you can do that, but then you're dealing with all the biological processes that are resistors within the plant that your body has to sort through, rather than just getting straight to the components that we know. And that's what supplements were meant for anyway. Supplements were meant to extract the good parts of plants, minerals, fungi, and taking them and putting them into our system so that we can utilize them. But we're doing it without the biochemical compound component of that, which this is where we got to wrap our heads around. Why is that better? It's better because there's less resistance. So we're capturing all of the energy rather than just some of it. And your body's able to utilize that to reestablish flow where it's been lost, which is a big deal.
Oh, I love that. That's so good. And I want to bring up two things that I've heard just in the last week or so. And that is that when our body takes in a component, like let's say the component of the plant or whatnot, it's like putting, and maybe somebody can clean up my language here, but you think about a fire and it burning out and then the smoke, there's always a byproduct of our body having to break down the components of the plant. Yes. So we're actually not dealing with that. We're not dealing with the ashes and the smoke that our body has to try to get off of the body, right? So we're again, flip phone to iPhone. We're bypassing a process that's healthier for our body. And I love that. And then the other analogy that I heard as far as frequency being loaded into the water and then loaded and transferred to our body was the actual example of a hotel key. And that little plastic goes in the frequency machine right there at the front desk. We've all seen it happen. And they load a certain frequency of energy onto the plastic. And then we go to the hotel and we match it with the number they told us to go to. We've all probably gone to the wrong door and it won't open because it's not the same frequency, right? But you get to the right door and that frequency matches each other and it unlocks and in you go. And that's how I understand the transfer of energy to the body, where if the right frequency is given to my body and it's the frequency that my body was designed by God to receive in a certain functionality, in a certain process, then unlock, right? Here comes unlock my sympathetic nervous system during the day, unlock the parasympathetic nervous system during the day. So we actually live in a world that there's frequencies, this is happening, but I think in the nutrition industry, we've not yet heard about this, and in the diet industry and that sort of thing. So anyway, this is super exciting. I love the science behind this, although I understand very little of it. I understand what's happening. I understand the significance of it. And I really appreciate you guys being on here. I'm going to show a couple more slides through the kit, but thank you so much for being here today. And there's lots more to talk about in the days to come for sure. Thank you for all of your work, Dr. Wilson. This is super exciting. We sure appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, everybody, I'm going to share more of these slides so that maybe you can just look at kind of what's going on here. And this is not advanced. We just talked about the most advanced stuff with these two gentlemen on here, but this is what we're doing is we're looking at weight and size management as nature intended it. So this is why the BioRes Thermo and the sleep are so exciting. And there's going to be a lot more happening in your body than just weight management, but we are focusing right now for people that need weight management support. So we're kind of dialing in and we're saying, okay, who out there needs help? Who out there needs systems in your body to unlock? Well, we believe this is it. And we're watching it happen already for people. So this is a list that Dr. Wilson brought up, which is what's messing with our metabolism today, because metabolism today is not the same as it was 100 years ago because of the interference, the increasing levels of pollution, the EDCs, evolving microbes, increasing levels of EMF, and diminishing nutrient options, fast-paced lifestyles, emotional turmoil. We can probably all relate to those. And we have cell phones and ear pods and all the things that just have lots of stuff going in our body. And that's the stuff that we're up against, right? So this technology is really exciting to get our body back in the right frequency to work better. So we already talked about this, but this is just a visual that we let reality be our greatest communication, right? This is our sunlight, plants, and the sunlight goes into the plants, then goes into humans. So this is our communication from sunlight to plants to humans. This is I just pulled this slide from what Dr. Wilson showed at our last conference. And this is a picture of course, the sky at night with the stars. But when you look at it with frequency, this is actually what's happening. There's energy and frequency moving between everything and light. We just can't see it with the naked eye, but that's what it looks like. So frequency and energy and electricity is keeping us alive. It's keeping the world moving. And so this is, like Dr. Wilson said, we are taking an opportunity to take advantage of something that's existed forever since day one. Okay. So the daytime weight management support is called Thermo, as you can see on the screen. I'm not going to read all that, but basically that there's a special formulation emphasis on those things that you see on the screen, such as metabolic rate and adipocyte differentiation, lipase modulation, lots of stuff going on there. I could not tell you what all that means, except for I can tell you what appetite modulation means. And I can feel it, so I like it. You can always go back to this presentation and pause any of this if you're interested in the details. And then the nighttime weight management support is called Sleep for Recovery and Restoration. And so I was reading through this and picking up on a little bit of it, but they're at the bottom: memory consolidation, neuroplasticity. And I think that's incredible. Neurohormonal rhythm support, deep, effective sleep. So we heard Dr. Wilson really reiterate why this is important, and especially for weight management. So great, 24 hours, we're just going to feel better all around, and we're just going to find our bodies wanting to burn fat instead of sugar. And I did hear this recently that 80% of Americans burn sugar for energy and not fat. Their body is actually not pulling fat from storage to burn calories. It's pulling sugar. And so what's happening with the metabolic lifestyle kit is we're restoring fat metabolism. And that's what this entire kit is doing. So that's the BioRes. You have the 24-hour support. The daytime, you're going to start with 7 sprays in the morning and then 7 more sprays midday. And then after 3 days, adjust as desired. I had a couple days with travel that were really, really active. And I did three sets of sprays. So I did 7, 7, and 7, spread that out through the day, and did not get too close to nighttime, right? Because it's putting our sympathetic nervous system in action. So we don't want to take it really close to bedtime. Instead, we want to go to the nighttime formula, to the sleep, and start with 7 sprays 10 minutes before sleep. Take through the night if you need to. If you wake up in the middle of the night, take more sprays. And after 3 days, adjust. You're going to find your rhythm. I believe that wholeheartedly. Just have your sprays available in the right spot. I put the sleep right there on my nightstand, and I actually have the Thermo on my nightstand as well. So I can take it right when I wake up in the morning. I don't stall. I don't get distracted in the morning. I just spray right away. So that would kind of be your motto: spray right away and spray through the day. Okay. And here's the highlights of this as we summarize: is there's fat burning, there's not lean burning. We're not going to be burning any muscle. So that's great, right? So for somebody that maybe just has a couple pounds they want to lose, or maybe they just want to lean out and it won't even show up on the scale, then this is good because you're not going to be burning muscle. No starvation, consistent energy, consistent confidence, increased metabolism, long-lasting motivation. Love that one. Quick and healthy results. So this is the future of weight management. We're going to see that the bioelectrical system is going to become an important piece, not just the biochemistry happening in our bodies, but the bioelectrical system in our bodies is going to begin highlighting. This is going to begin really a new era in nutrition. Really excited for you guys because you're the first of the first to have this in your system. So these are just some testimonies on the screen. I won't read all of them, but I'll just read off the one there in the middle. You can look at this later, of course. I lost a lot of toxic fat in 6 weeks using this program after being a victim of severe illness. I went from a size 8 to a size 2. Having my health back is incredible. This is Lori from Redding, California. And you can see here, dropped 5 dress sizes. I love this before and after. So make sure that you take your picture before and after. I even recommend people do tape measurements, starting with your neck, then going down to your chest, right there at your waist, at your belly button, the widest point of your hips, the widest point of your thighs, the widest point of your calves, and then the widest point of your upper arms. And just go ahead and maybe take measurements once every 7 days. And I think you'll be really excited about that, because if you have a scale, the scale might not move to the degree that you psychologically want it to, right? Because your muscle is getting stronger and your lean mass isn't burning. So make sure that you do the tape measurement, because that will more adequately show you really what's going on, because fat takes up more room than muscle does. So as your fat is shrinking, it's lighter, it's not as heavy and dense, it's going to be shrinking more, but the scale might not move as fast as your size does, which is the point. Like, who cares how much you weigh as long as you're lean, you're toned, you feel strong, you have definition, and you're in a smaller size and you feel better and you have better energy, right? So don't get attached to that scale. If anything, I would just do tape measures and pictures. Even standing from the side in a picture can be really helpful because that side picture really changes dramatically over time. So thank you, nature. Thank you, nature. All we're doing is pulling from what God already put in these plants. It's already set up for us. And we just had a couple people come along and say, how can we get this in a form that can be put in our body with even more efficient delivery? So I love it so much. So inside this metabolic lifestyle kit is the new Focus Plus. Focus Plus gives you 4 to 6 hours of clean mental focus. If you have not tried this, you are going to love this. And when I say clean mental focus, I'm talking like Windex for the brain. You will drink this. A couple of minutes later, you will say, whoa, this is like liquid nap. You know, you're there at work or you're working on a project and you think, man, my brain is just starting to like slump here. Get this in your body. You will be so surprised how quickly your brain comes into focus. Like, you're not going to be doing any loops or circles or dragging. You're going to be on it and you're going to be thinking so crisp and so quickly. I end up giving this to people all the time that I'm working with because we all have to move together as one unit when we're in project mode, especially in what I do for a living. And so I sample this all the time to people and they always say, whoa, this stuff is amazing. So you're going to love this. And it works so good with the BioRes together. It's a beautiful combination. So what is in the Focus Plus? You can, of course, read more of the fact sheet on alavea.com. You can pull up the product, pull up the fact sheets. There's tons of information on there. But what is inside it? It's a proprietary blend of whole food sourced vitamins, amino acids, caffeine, and bioactive plant compounds that can energize the brain's full function of focus, alertness, attention, and memory. So this is so cool. And it is supercharged with immune optimizing Alavea AE. Let me tell you what that is for just a moment. That's really important. It's a signature ingredient of Alavea as a company. Alavea AE is our signature ACE mannan. ACE mannan is a polysaccharide. It is only found in 2 places in nature. It's found in the Alavea plant and it's found in human breast milk. And so Alavea came to be because of this specific ingredient and is proprietary to Alavea. But what has happened here is it's been stabilized out of the Alavea plant because when the Alavea gel is exposed, it's broken open. In 24 hours, the ACE mannan, that polysaccharide, is inactive. It doesn't do what it's supposed to for the immune system. And so it's been stabilized and put in capsule form in many different products of Alavea. But we do have it sprinkled throughout our products because what it does is it turns on the macrophage of the immune system. The macrophages of the immune system are the battleships. They're the like, okay, let's go after that thing in the body that's not supposed to be there. And it helps regulate and stabilize the immune system. This is why when a woman gets pregnant or she's breastfeeding, if she has been struggling with a disease, especially autoimmune disease, she'll oftentimes, or almost all the time, go into remission because she has ACE mannan firing up and regulating and evening out her immune system. Even an overactive immune system begins to come into regulation. And so ACE mannan is inside the Focus Plus, and we also have it in a higher dosage inside our Alavea immune product, which is another conversation. It's not inside the lifestyle kit, but it is inside the Focus Plus. So you're getting an immune benefit from that. There's also no artificial flavors, no artificial colors, and no artificial sweeteners. And so I love that about Alavea is everything's clean. Love that so much. Very important to us. And now, last but not least, our new Prime shakes are in the kit as well. And Prime is a premium plant-based nitro-powered multi-purpose shake. And you might be thinking, nitro-powered, what does that mean? Well, let me just share this a little bit about what's happening in here. There's been clinically shown to improve the body's production of nitric oxide by up to 230%. So what is inside the shake is not just protein, 20 grams of protein, which is wonderful because you need that to increase your body's metabolic burn in the morning. Okay, that's important to get protein in the morning, but also there is this formulation is going to increase the nitric oxide production in your body, which is important for many systems in your body. If you have low nitric oxide production in your body, that is when our bodies start slumping. We can get into disease states, that kind of thing. And so we need to get our nitric oxide up. And that is built into this shake, which is really cool. And there is a dynamic blend of plant proteins that can help boost your basal metabolic rate up to 30% higher for several hours. Go ahead and look at this chart here on the screen. By eating a fatty meal in the morning, that's the green, that's your metabolic boost in the morning. If you decide to eat carbohydrates in the morning, you're going to get a higher metabolic rate and a metabolic burn, but really the highest you're going to get is when you get protein in the morning. So this is what we want you to do. We want you to put this prime in your body first thing in the morning with your spray. You can have your Focus Plus whenever you have a mental slump. I like to drink it in the morning because I'm not a morning person. So I'll be in all this in the morning. And then halfway through the day, I'll be taking another set of sprays. And I might also, depending on the day, take another Focus Plus. You might not need it though. I have many days where I just take one Focus Plus in the morning. It takes me all day with the spray. I feel amazing. So all of this is really awesome. I'm actually leaving out, for sake of time, some other things in here, like the prebiotics that are inside the shake. This is also beautiful. There's all so much to talk about. But again, I want to keep this brief and get us right down to how you can get this in your body. If you have not ordered your kit yet, let me walk you through this. So whoever got you on this preview and sent you to this video, you're going to want to get back with them and ask them how you can order through them. But $223 is what you will get minimum. This is the price at a 10% discount, because that's what will happen if you become a preferred customer. Maybe you want to be a social business partner. Maybe you want to become an affiliate. You're going to automatically get a 10% discount on any of those three choices that you make. And so that's $223 with that 10% discount on the entire kit. However, because it is over a certain quantity, you're going to get another discount. And so that drops your price down to $189 because it hits another tier level that drops your discount even further. So $189.55 is what you can expect to pay for this kit. However, on this next screen, you'll see here that we are in a window right now, and it's while supplies last. But if you are in real time right now watching this, the date stamp on this is April 4th of 2022, then we are in a pre-launch right now, which means that the price has dropped to $199, which puts you in another drop. And that means that your tier discount is going to drop to $169. So that's on special. That's until supplies last. I don't know if that's days or a week. I am not sure. I'm sorry that we don't know how fast this is going to go. But if you order now or very, very soon, then you can get this deeper savings and you'll pay $169 for this entire kit. Okay. Of course. Oh, let me say this before we move on. You're looking at $6.75 a day on a regular basis, which is so cool. Think about that. You're getting breakfast, you're getting your shake in the morning, you're getting all that from the BioRes, and you're getting your mental clarity for $6.75 a day. If I go to a coffee shop, I'm paying that just for one little cup of coffee that honestly doesn't even affect me personally. I live in the Northwest, so caffeine doesn't really affect me. But I'll tell you what affects me is all of these products. And so I think this price is so good. I actually don't know how they do it, but it's all packed in there. Now on the pre-launch, that's $6.03 a day. So about 70 cents more in savings, which is great. And the BioRes, if you were to just purchase one of those bottles, you're at $54. That's the discounted preferred price. In the pre-launch time period that we're in right now, you can get one bottle for $49. And then the Focus is $54 with your preferred pricing. That's your 10% discount. But right now it's on pre-launch special for $49, and that's for your 28 stick packs. For your Prime shakes, if you order these independently, $42 is your preferred price with your 10% discount. And then pre-launch, they're $38 right now. So you're seeing that you're getting quite a bit of savings if you were to order your kit now, or even maybe add some more Focus Plus to your kit, or you can add any of these individually, of course. Okay, I want to say this before we end this today, is I want to make sure that you know what we're looking at for people that are getting on this BioRes, and especially for those of you that are getting on the Metabolic Lifestyle Kit. what I'm going to do is I'm going to host 4 more meetings by way of video, just like this, by way of Zoom. You can come in live or you can watch the replays. But I'm going to be coming on and I'm going to be coaching you through your weight loss or your size loss journey for the first 28 days on your metabolic lifestyle kit. So I built a track for you. These are absolutely free, and they're free for you to come along and allow me to coach you and talk you through some of the nutritional aspects, some of the food aspects, some of the things that you're going to want to do to hydrate yourself even more. I'm going to give you tips and tricks and things that you can do for a lifetime. They're not going to be, really strong, like dieting tips that cause you to want to run away from the whole program, but these are things that will set you up for a lifetime of success. So we're going to start this on April 18th. I'm going to be talking to you about consistency and commitment and how you can come into consistency and commitment. The second one is going to be April 25th, 3 meals. And we're going to talk about meditating right here in your mind. We're going to talk about some empowering things for your mind because you need that. I need that. And then the third meeting we'll have is May 2nd. That's SIP and stress-free. I'll leave that a mystery for you what that means. And then our 4th video will be May 9th, movement and mindset. These are the live dates, but again, we will make them by replay. If you want to join us live, these are all Mondays starting April 18th at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, well, I think that we are pretty much done for today. Let me find my cursor and come off my screen here. Thank you so much for joining me. I am very excited about this. I believe that your body is going to begin to cooperate with you in a way that is going to amaze you. I really do. I have been in the nutrition industry for over 25 years, and I'll be 48 this year with 5 kids with this kind of life. I can't not have good nutrition in my body. I can't not be operating at top level. And I bet you feel the same way. But I am telling you, in over 25 years of being in this industry of nutrition and fitness, I can't hardly take the excitement I have for the BioRes and for what's inside that and for how this is revolutionary. And I believe that we are being invited into a pioneering work in the diet and weight loss industry. And so please keep track of your results. Please keep track of how you feel. Let the person that you bought it from and bought it through, let them know how you feel. And please be aware that you can invite other people to be a part of this. You might be thinking of a friend. It's very good to do this with a partner. It's very good to come through this track that we're going to do for 4 weeks. Ask a friend, ask your neighbor, somebody that you would like to do this with and keep accountability with, because we know that success goes up with accountability and it goes up with community. So I want to encourage you to invite people to look at this kit, maybe come back and watch this replay, send them the link and say, hey, listen, I want you to watch this and let's do this together. Some of you might want to form a team of 3 people, maybe a team of 10 people. Maybe you have a community of people that would want to do this at your gym, who knows, but just have fun with it, share the love with other people and watch what happens. It's going to be incredible. So thank you so much for being with me today. It's been an honor to talk to you. And thank you to Dr. Wilson and Cam McDaniel for being on here. It's been awesome to have these guys and their expertise. So you guys have a great day and we'll be talking to you really soon. Bye-bye now.
Record.